topic that I chose to discuss for this chapter 5 of gender and sexuality was the aspect of gender. And I chose this topic because it is something that's highly debated in society today as to whether there is or there is not a difference between gender and sex, especially in the trans community, whereas people will refuse to believe that people are the sex or the gender that they are appearing as. So starting at the top, I listed some terms that are used by people who by gender. So one of the more common ones is cisgender, people who are born male and their gender is also male, and they experience the world as a male, or they were born as a female, they experience the world as a female. There's also AFAB or AMAB, which basically means assigned female or assigned male at birth, which means that that is what they were born as, but that might not typically be what they associate with now. So the definition of gender is the socially influenced characteristics by which people define boy or girl, she, her, he, him, they, them. And the thing that can impact our gender most of all is both biologically and socially. They can both impact us equally. So biologically, there is male and female, and also intersex, but primarily there is male and female. Chromosomally, males will be XY and females will be XX. So when we're born, they coin us a sex because of how we are physically, by our reproductive organs, and how we just are. So there are differences between males and females that they use to determine what someone's sex will be. One of the major differences that they use to determine at birth or on ultrasound is the reproductive organs, where a male will have a penis and a woman will have a vagina. There's also testing where in a male, the primary hormone will be testosterone, which is an androgen, and the primary hormones in females are estrogens and progestins. They also, like I stated earlier, have the chromosomes for a male XY, females XX. There are also anatomical differences that they have. Male will typically have a heavier brain and a higher lung volume, as well as oilier skin and a darker skin. Whereas females tend to have a larger hippocampus. They sometimes will tend to live longer than men, and they have a far more complex reproductive system than men do. There's also very big differences in how they go through puberty. One of the things they have in common is they both will develop pubic hair. For males, their voice will lower as their hormone levels increase, testosterone, and growth spurts will occur, which is also due to testosterone. Both during puberty, these hormones will increase, which will allow them to facilitate the actions of puberty. For females, puberty does typically start earlier. The breasts will get larger, and they will be able to begin to reproduce, and they will also start their menstrual cycles, also known as the menarche. In these two pictures, it shows that men and women are physiologically different with their body size. Typically, waist size is different, head size is different because males tend to have a heavier head. Everything is differently sized. And due to the biological impacts that gives us our sex, it will often carry forward into the social impacts. Because of how we are as humans, we tend to compartmentalize emotions into groups. And for males and females, they are supposed to fit into these norms of male and female. And these are dictated by society. And if you don't fit into those specific norms, society tends to be judgmental. So, for instance, males tend to be expressive, where females could be docile. Males tend to be more masculine, and females tend to be feminine, as by coined by their names. Males seem to be stronger, while females seem to be weaker. In a family, a male or a father tends to be unemotional or distant, where a mother or female is supposed to be more nurturing. Males are more hardworking, where females seem to benefit from that hard work. Males are supposed to provide for the family, and the females are only supposed to take care of the family in the house. Especially in their dress, males wear a pants and shirt, where females are more likely to have to wear a skirt and dress. Males are more natural while females choose to wear makeup or they have to wear makeup to fit society. Males tend to do more sports, harder sports, more contact sports like football, basketball, soccer, where women tend to do things like ballet or gymnastics, or they shop for play with Barbies, they go shopping with their mothers. One of the biggest things is that fathers and mothers are going to continue to pass these down. And if they continue to stick with the conservative gender norms and roles, we're just going to keep repeating history. However, today we have social platforms where we can now experience things because people are more open and they have a platform to share. We are able to see that we don't have to strictly follow these norms, just as this woman wears a traditional male outfit, pants and a suit, or this man wears a dress, because people show us that it's okay to break free from the gender norms, and people are able to see that these things exist and they could have these feelings, and they know in their hearts that that could be them. So, in conclusion, our gender is determined by our biological and social impacts as we are born and as we grow up. All of these impacts will overall contribute into how we identify as a person.